All right. Hi, everyone. I hope everything is clear up to now and that you're not facing too many difficulties, if any. So let's talk about the do's and don'ts when you trade stocks. Now, it doesn't matter if you're an amateur or a professional. The basics will always remain the same. Let's dive a bit deeper by discussing all the points. Remember, this is a full course. The first thing you need to do is identify your trading style and then set goals accordingly, which are realistic and achievable. If you're a short-term trader, then decide if you're a day trader or a swing trader or both, and know how much risk you're willing to take in a particular trade. Let's say 2% of your portfolio. As for the return part, aim for a reasonable return. Again, 1 to 2% in day trading and up to 5 to 20% in swing trading. Finally, avoid risky assets like F&O until you fully understand the risks involved. If you're a long-term trader, then you need to have an investor-like mindset. Develop good habits, and most importantly, be patient. Invest consistently, even if it's in small amounts, without trying to time the market. Instead, spend time in your market observing different stocks and avoid looking at your portfolio daily. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You might have heard of this proverb a lot, but it just highlights the importance of diversification. Invest in stocks and sectors that are not correlated. Why? Well, simply because that helps reduce the risk of losses in your portfolio. Invest all your money in a single sector and that sector experiences a bearish period. Well, the losses from that sector won't have a very large impact on your portfolio if it gets balanced due to a rise in another sector. When COVID crashed the market, the hospitality sector went down, but the pharma industry was extremely bullish. A portfolio having investment in both of these stocks would have benefited from diversification even during the pandemic. Don't ever trade on the basis of your emotions or news events or hypes or free tips or fake gurus on the internet. Too much to remember, right? In short, listen to yourself before making a decision. And it's okay to have emotions, just don't let those distract you from making the right decisions. If you're hearing about a stock in the media at any point in time, the chances are that the event has already been factored into the price by the time it has reached your ears. Markets are not that informationally efficient, and in such cases, retail investors usually end up investing at the wrong levels. As for the gurus, let me ask you, do you think that if someone were genius enough to devise a market-beating strategy where he or she is outperforming the returns of major indexes, that that person would be kind enough to share that with you or with anyone else? A strategy is successful as long as only a handful of people use it, since they make money from the rest. It starts failing when everybody starts adopting the same strategy. You should know who is the fool you are making money from, and if you don't, then the chances are that you are the fool here. Lastly, don't invest blindly on free tips or recommendations. If you hear about a stock from someone, read about it, analyze it, and then decide. Don't overtrade. The advice might seem simple, but many people have a hard time following it to make more and more money, which can backfire. Sometimes the best thing you can do is maintain your portfolio and not trade. Understand when you have to stop. Moreover, when you trade frequently, you're repeatedly paying for the brokerage and other charges, which then increases your trading cost. Don't buy or sell stocks too often either. Make confident decisions and make transactions only when necessary. Nothing more, nothing less. Look at everything in the relative term instead of absolute terms. So what does this mean? Suppose your friend or popular influencer is making $5,000 in a day trade. You get inspired by this and you too want to earn this kind of money. You start with capital of $50,000. Well, to achieve that $5,000 goal, you're taking extra risks and not booking any profits just because they're small, and you eventually lose your money. You never tried to figure out the capital used by the person from whom you got inspiration. Maybe that person's earning a profit of $5,000 on the capital of $500,000. That means that that person's earning 1% of the capital, and you're trying to get an ambitious return of 10% on your capital in one day. Changing your perspective to relative terms or percentage instead of absolute amounts will help you set defined goals and make better decisions. And don't have unrealistic expectations. Suppose you enter a market and you get lucky and make a 400 or 500% return on a single investment. That was just luck. It may not happen again, but you might get confident and start having false and unrealistic expectations. The truth is, many folks do get lucky with their investments in the market where they make high returns. And then these kinds of news tips can quickly get circulated and inflated. Develop good habits. Have realistic expectations when investing in stocks. A return between 12 and 18% in a year is considered good in the market. Moreover, when you compound this return over multiple years, you'll get way higher returns than 3.5% interest on your savings account. Lastly, don't assume that you can get the same profits as others who might be investing in stocks from past years and may have acquired an amazing skill set with time and experience. You can also get similar returns, but only after enough knowledge and practice. Don't have a get-rich-quick mindset. Many people enter the market with expectations that they'll gain high profits within weeks or months, if not days. It doesn't work like that. You enter the market to be part of it for the long term. You need to have a substantial trading setup and mindset, which you can use over the long term to reap the fruits of compounding. There are many do's and don'ts in here, but it's easy to figure out what you have to do when you already know what not to do. Never give in to your emotions and think with logic and practicality before you start trading. That's how you sustain through all the changes in the market and perform better than the majority of the market.